Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Space Invaders TV. I'm your host, Rashawn, aka Looker. Welcome back. It is January the 8th, and I haven't talked about the school district, any of the school districts really. I haven't really touched on them in a few weeks, in some weeks now. And I've just been, falling back, just paying attention to what's going on, and hoping that a lot of parents and just concerned citizens been paying attention as well. What's been going around with the schools lately around the country, and how they've been struggling. They've been struggling, and it seems that the same principles or ideas that these public school systems run off of about students, they wanting to teach the students to be proactive, wanting the students to think outside of the box, step up, be leaders, so forth and so forth, those sentiments and titles and ways that they I guess like to get the students, motivated. These adults are not using those same qualities and attributes that they're looking for and want the students to develop. These grown folks who are running and operating our school systems around the country, you see the ones who are in trouble around the country. And it seems that these people can't get their freaking heads out the sand to save their life. And ain't enough money that the government could give them to help them. It doesn't matter how much money the government gives to help the school systems if you don't have the brains and the front to get things in perspective. Yes, we know that it's a pandemic. Yes, we know that, employers are strapped and hurting, but there are many people that are looking for work. There are many people who want work, okay? We have to stop going with this sentiment about, and leading off with this, okay, we have the pandemic, but then nobody wants to work. Everybody wants to stay home. It's a father to leader mentality that I've been paying attention to for the very longest. Ever since when the restrictions were lifted, bans were lifted, and no one had to quarantine, people's been outside. I don't know wherever you guys are at and watching, just pay attention. If nothing else, just pay attention on the weekends. People are out in restaurants. People are out, okay? People are moving out and about. There's people are looking for work, okay? The problem is, we have some of these people, they get in this government, they got the funding, COVID relief fund, ESSER funds, whatever you want to title it. They're getting money from the government, and what's happening is they're still penny pinching off of the extra funds that they have to do what they need to do concerning this pandemic. Pay the people. Money talks, BS walks, okay? Pay the people, and we won't have these situations. Pay the people. Everyone's leaning on this excuse of the pandemic. We have a lot of people that I swear, I don't know if these people that's working in these education, public school systems, that's leading these public school systems, these border eds around the country that are struggling. I don't know if these people, like, if they ran track, or they played some type of sport, because there's some hell of a runners and defenders, deflectors, I should say. because they're a lot of them running away from the issues and ducking and hiding. School board meetings, they don't want to talk, they want to use it, they want to turn it around and point it at parents and say that the parents were causing all of this distraction and coming in like thugs. They don't want to talk and answer real questions that are being asked from parents. There's issues and everybody's running and hiding and they blaming the COVID for everything. But everybody's outside, but they blaming the COVID for everything. There are many people that are out getting public assistance for rent and home assistance, to pay their bills because they can't work, they're out of work, they can't find work, or whatever the case is. I don't know. There's people that want to work, okay? And you have to market to the people to get them to work, okay? So I'm doing a call to action right now, right? And this is to all school board members and superintendents who are experiencing these problems around the country with school bus driver shortages, like North Carolina is having. They're having within their the major cities, the bigger cities, counties, I should say, Wake County, Mecklenburg County, Forsyth County, Guilford County. They're struggling. Okay. Some coming up with ideas, some not. Some just they don't have a fucking clue. Okay. So this call to action is to these governors around the country that that your state is experiencing these problems within the education system, the mayors of the cities and that are struggling or whatever, the cities within your counties, the superintendents of schools. All you guys need to sit down, okay, and put your head together and figure out what do you need to do for these children. You guys are getting paid money to service the people. It is time to service the freaking people and do what's right. These children have been struggling. The adults, it's been all about the adults. It's been all about us ever since the pandemic. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? How are we going to do this? Okay, for the adults, there are jobs out there, okay? One of them right now, if you are living in a district where they need school bus drivers and you have a good license, go get your passenger endorsement and your air brake endorsement and go drive the school bus. You have a job. It's needed. You want a job that you will be needed, okay? You're needed right now. Get in while you can get a good pay rate right now. Go. That can lead off to other things too. If you're not working right now, you're looking for jobs. Transportation right now, you're needed, okay? That's that right there. So moving on, my call to action right now is to members of school boards around the country, to public school boards around the country. First off, I'm starting with the county that I'm in Guilford County, all right? My call to action is this, all right? Diane Bellamy Smalls, okay? District 1, you represent District 1. Anita Sharp, you represent District 2. Pat Tillman, you represent District 3. Linda Wilburn, you represent District 4. Deborah Napper, you represent District 5. Kim Arby, you represent District 6. Betty T. Jenkins, you represent District 7. And good old Dina A. Hayes, the chair of the school board, you represent District 8. Okay? Now, Dina, you and Dr. Sharon Contreras, you two are like this. You're the reason why she's here. Yeah. Guess what? You two need to put your head together, get with the mayor, get with the governor, all you guys that are experiencing these issues, all you school boards around North Carolina, around the country, get with your mayor, get with your governors, and you guys need to sit down, and what you need to do, put things in perspective. Rent you some vans or something. Rent you some 15-passenger vans. Rent you something. If you can't get the vans because it may be a shortage in the rental cars and all that, if you can't get you the vans, maybe you school board members, what you need to do, not maybe, you should. what you need to do, especially, I don't know about all the school boards around the country, but I do know one thing about this county, Gifford County, that I live in. You guys on the school board, you don't even go into the schools. You don't even know what's going on in these schools, but you're making and you're sitting down and you're coming up with ideas and rules and laws and things for your school district, but you don't even go into the schools like that. This is the perfect time. No other time than for you. What better time is to take a drive? You can have great conversations when you're driving. Why don't you guys go to the DMV and get your air brake and your passenger endorsement license and get your asses on them school buses and pick those kids up in your district? You can help your school system that way. That's what you're in there for, to help these students, right? This is the time when you show the people and you show them students that you care and it's all about education and it ain't about nothing else. This is the time, okay? These kids have been coming up short in Guilford County alone, okay? Faulty heating and air HVAC system, to old schools, 50 plus years old, poor nutrition, the breakfast lunch deal that sucks. These public schools, show these kids that you care. Show these parents that you care. It's just time now. You people need to get together and put your heads together and figure out something. I just threw you an alley-oop right there. Anybody watching this in Guilford County, anybody watching this whatever part of the country you're in, if you feeling like you having an issue with transportation, share this video, send this video to your school board, okay? Share it on their Facebook pages, whatever they have, their social media. Share it. I just gave them an alley-oop, something to think about, because these people ain't thinking, they're not proactive. These people are running and tucking in their tail. They want to, every time they're using the COVID, as a scapegoat for everything. If we're going to keep the schools open, let's really come up with some real functioning, real logical, realistic ideas and plans. Okay, so let's go on here. I'm gonna break something down because right now, I reside in North Carolina, so I'm speaking on what I know of North Carolina. But I know that this same issue carries in different parts of the country. So take what I'm saying. I'm using where I'm from as an example, but take some of the things that I'm saying and share it with your people and your state, city, whatever you are around the country. Because these are the things, these people, I'm reading articles every single week, almost every day, ladies and gentlemen. If not every day, every other day. You have to understand, for a whole year alone, since the people were, schools were open back up and in-person learning, every week there's been an issue, and these kids have been getting the bad end of the stick, man. The bad end, man. And it's just every week, from superintendents quitting or getting fired because of whatever reason, teachers, walking out, feeling unappreciated, which rightfully they have been for forever. Teachers have been walked all over. They've been looked over, Nobody really wants to give the educators their props, and they've been there. They're tired. They're tired. They have their own families as well too. They want to be compensated. It's time that they feel respected. Okay, they're needed as well. We have to respect them. Everyone in the education system is needed, but you're not needed if you're not going to put your head together and figure out. And the time now is the time where you're needed to put your head together and put a solid game plan. You can't sit around and wait and see what the government's going to do and everything. No, this is the time. This is why the county or whatever, and this is why the counties hired you people to be superintendents of schools, for you to put your head, your expertise to the test. Now it's time. Now it's time. Some don't have a clue. Some don't. Some fold and clam up when pressure comes. They can't work good under pressure. So what we're seeing with a lot of times, these superintendents are ducking and hiding. They running. They can't do it. It's too much. It's too much for them. They can't think. They can't do anything. School board members, they're hushed. You hear mayors, you don't even hear the mayors talking. You don't even hear the mayors of these towns. I can tell you right now, just the city I'm residing in Greensboro, the mayor here, Nancy Vaughn, you suck. I haven't heard from you since the people were protesting right before the pandemic really kicked in. Haven't heard anything from you. You were concerned about businesses being destroyed or whatever downtown Greensboro. Haven't heard from you. Haven't heard from you since. Ladies and gentlemen, if you in Guilford County, Greensboro rather, you need not to vote for that chick. She better not even attempt to run again. You should have been sitting down and talking with the school board. See, people, this is the time when, America is asking America to get together, band together, right? America is asking America to come together as a people, right? But we have people in positions that are ducking and hiding because they're like, that's not my job. That's not my job. No, your job is to service the people. So all who are servicing the people in these county seats and city seats and, local government seats, you guys should be getting together talking. If you're really trying to fix problems in your counties, in your cities, you need to get together and start talking and putting your heads together and figure out ways to do things. Stop the BS, man. Stop the BS. How long are these folks you're going to keep ducking and hiding, blaming pandemic for you not doing your job when you're working every day, when you're at work every day? You're working and lurking. That's what you're doing. You're working and lurking and seeing who's not doing what, or who's watching you. You're working and lurking. That's what you're doing. Stop lurking. Start working. Start working. That's what you need to do. So moving on, right? So let's run it down. So Thursday and Friday, okay, the what was that? The 6th and the 7th, Wake County in North Carolina, which consists of Raleigh, the capital of North Carolina, and all the cities that surround Raleigh. Thursday and Friday, they had 150 bus drivers was out. They already was down 100. They already had 100 vacant spots. Okay, leaving a total of 636 routes in limbo. Okay, routes for students to be picked up in limbo. Okay, let's move on to Guilford County. Guilford County never gave an actual amount of how many actual routes they've been out, because Guilford County in North Carolina has just been, which consists of the main city is Greensboro, and then all the surrounding cities around, Greensboro, like High Point and things of that nature. High Point, Brown Summit. I can't even listen. So they have multiple schools and routes without drivers. Students, just for instance, students from High Point Central, Andrews, High Point Andrews, the Academy at Smith, NC A&T Middle College, and more. Those students are expected to take public transportation. They have something set up where the students are going to take the public bus. They can show their IDs and get on the bus for free. Let me see here. Let me make sure. This is to and from school, and they're saying at least for 2 weeks. So at my point right now, I'm trying to say, well, how you figure is this going to be 2 weeks? Guilford County, Sharon Contreras, how you think it's just going to be for 2 weeks? You were already short. You were already short bus drivers, And sometimes what I start to wonder and figure is that, throughout this whole pandemic concerning the school system and concerning many things, it's seeming like a domino effect. It seems like a monkey see, monkey do. It's one city, a state, or a state hears one state going through something, the next state, oh yeah, we have that too, and then the next state, oh yeah, we have that too, or the next city, oh yeah, we experiencing that problem too. It's like everyone's running and ducking and hiding because they're not coming up with no type of plans, and this is the things that I'm noticing. Okay, so we go on to Mecklenburg County, which consists of Charlotte as the main city, the biggest city, and then surrounding uh, cities around them make up Mecklenburg County. Okay. Schools back in November of 2021 needed 40 school bus drivers in Mecklenburg County. They needed 40. Okay. I don't know if they got to that yet. If they found that amount, I haven't seen anything, heard anything. Okay. And I actually haven't checked their school, the Board of Ed's website. So, Forsyth County Schools, late 2021, for Forsyth County, North Carolina, which consists of Winston, okay, Winston-Salem, Clemens, that area there, all the towns that surround them. What do you want to say? Welcome, Roll Hall, little areas. That we're gonna keep moving, okay? So, Forsyth County, late in 2021, came up with a plan to outsource its school bus routes to charter bus companies. Haven't heard how that turned out, but that's a good idea. At least out of all of them, they the only one that came up with something. That's a good idea. I hope it worked out for them. I haven't heard anything about that or whatever. At least someone in their transportation department we see is using their head. Out of the 1, 2, 3 other counties around the state, we have one county that seems to have come up with a great idea. One, okay? So kudos to them. That was a great idea. I hope that they move forward with that, or at least that let us know that they had planned to look into that, and they were thinking up other ways, And before I move on, though, I gave them kudos on that, but Forsyth County, y'all really messed up with y'all teachers. How do you miscalculate $16 million? You were supposed to get the teachers raises, and then you didn't give them. You said that you miscalculated $16 million, but you told the teachers you had a breakdown of what the teachers were getting, as far as when it comes to raises, okay? But you shorted them, and they come back on the 6th and the 7th, and it was all in the news out here that you guys miscalculated. How do you miscalculate that? How do you do that? Okay, so, but I do like Forsyth County. I like your idea. I hope y'all get it right with that $16 million. Y'all need to make it right. That's not the teachers' fault. That's not the ones in education fault. You got to stop playing with these teachers. Why you think that these teachers are walking away and considering other fields? They're tired, especially right now when you should be showing respect and showing your appreciation for them. You guys just, these school systems around the country, you guys just keep kicking them in the back. Why? Like, just stop it. Give up what you can give up, and stop playing these games, and stop acting. It's being public of what these states were. The funding that these states were handed down from the government, the funding that they're receiving, it's been public. Stop playing games with the people, and pay them accordingly. Pay them like they should have been getting paid. Okay, we have to remember these teachers aren't robots. They have families too, and they have to also get their children to school when they're trying to get there to teach our kids at the same time. So when concerning kids, these teachers have a major responsibility too, because while yes, we have to raise our kids and teach our kids as well. But then when we're talking about school, these teachers, when it's time to teach, when school is in session, these teachers have to be there. And so they have to juggle You know, even though they chose this field, but they have to juggle. You have to think and think that these teachers are like superheroes, man. They gotta juggle their own families and the things that their families may be going through, and you know they're going through. These teachers go through the same issues that you and I go through. That they're dealing with family issues, whether it's good or bad. You know, so they have to juggle that and make sure they're there to meet our kids and have a great attitude when things might not be so great for them. We got to have compassion and understand and stop playing with people when people know what the truth is. Stop looking in people's faces and playing with them in a time when everybody is dealing. Everybody has been dealing with this situation. Let's stop playing around and stop playing with this funding. And let's start paying these teachers accordingly, okay? If this pandemic showed us a lot of things, and one thing for sure when it comes to the school system, stop playing with those who help out in this education system, because that help out and have been doing it and are proud about it, but stop playing and disrespecting them because they are needed. They are needed. So let me see where I want to go at here. Yeah, so let me continue going because I was falling off track there. Like I said, I've already spoke on that, but I'm gonna touch on that one more time. These governors and these mayors of these counties, the governors, if you are governors around the country, if you know that your school systems are struggling, you know, with the teachers, transportation issues with the schools, public school systems, these mayors, these governors, these superintendent of school, the board members, you all need to sit down together, have some type of big meeting, and put your heads together. What's happening is, you know what's happening? Everyone's saying that this is not their job, so they're turning away. When all of you guys are under the same umbrella, the people, public servants. That's the part that you guys forgot. You're public servants. The people don't serve you. You serve the public. You guys want people to vote you mayors and governors in and superintendents and board members. But you guys don't want, when you guys get in, what has happened for many years is that you guys forget and act like the people work for you. It's never been that. Your title has and will always be public servant. Serve the public. So it's time that you all come together and do your job and serve the public. Okay? You can't keep looking to DC for everything. You're sitting back waiting to see what they're going to tell you what you should do. That's what it's looking like to me. And like I said, I'm a parent. I have a child in the school system too. So what it's looking like to me is that every time you guys are waiting to see what the executive government is going to tell you, what plan they have. They have no plan for your said city and state. You have to come up with it. Come up with it. Use your head. Get your heads out the sand. Be proactive. The same thing you ask the children to be. You want the children to be proactive. Think ahead. You know where I'm going. The same thing you ask the children to be. You be it. You are adults. When are you going to do your job? Moving on, man. Because I'm going to wrap this up. Because it's sickening, really. You know, it's sickening. It's a shame. I said it early on last year. Back in 2020, I said it. You're going to see who's really, really during this pandemic. You're going to get to see who's really there to do their job. You're going to really see. See, people aren't talking enough. The people that should be talking on local government, they're not talking enough. They're not saying enough. They're running and ducking and hiding. They're not talking enough. They're not informing the people enough. You need to be talking to the people. This is a time where you need to be in contact and talking with the people, letting them know the direction. Don't come late with information at the last minute. You're giving off information to parents. So now parents got to scramble and figure out things at the last minute. Like, okay, how are we going to keep this economy rolling? How is parents going to keep work? How are the working parents with children in school going to keep working and keeping this economy going if we have the school system, on the other hand, that is causing a parent not to even come to work today because they can't get their shit together because they're giving parents they're giving parents information at the last minute. So therefore a parent has to call their job at the last minute and try to call out or tell them they're going to be coming late. So this parent may work in the grocery store. Guess what? You go in the grocery store, now you standing in the line way back in the produce section because they shorthanded because they had a couple cashiers that had to be out today or coming in really late because guess what? The school system hasn't even figured out still how are they going to do the transportation with the students. You see what I'm going with this? This is a whole domino effect. These folks haven't figured out because they're not critical thinkers, but they're asking our students, they're asking our children to be critical thinkers, and they're not. How do you do that? Do they do that at? Like, how are you asking something of people that you're not willing to do? Again, let's go on. Sharon Contreras, you asked yesterday, seen on the news, you asked the parents to, if you have students in your area, you should carpool. No, fuck about you and those board members. Fuck y'all go to the DMV, get your passenger and air brake endorsement. Go drive those buses in your district. Okay? You can start there. Take care of your district. Because you don't go in these schools and talk to these students. These students don't even know you. There's a perfect time. A drive is always a perfect time to have a conversation with somebody. Get your ass on one of them buses. Okay? Or how about the governor, the mayor, the superintendent of schools, y'all get together. Why don't you do the state of emergency for schools and let the students, responsible students, drive these school buses? Why don't you let them help out as well? Hire charter bus companies. Also use the public transportation. How about doing that? What is so hard about that? You guys are not putting your heads together. You know what the problem is? Because you're thinking about money and you're not really thinking about the problem. When you have the money to do it and you're still trying to hold on to it. Let's not forget about all of this funding that not only this state of North Carolina's got for public education and then these counties have got. The county alone between Guilford County and the city of Greensboro, the extra funding that they have just off top, when it came to extra funding, not even talking about the schools, not for the schools. I'm talking about what the county and the city has got. I'm just talking about mine here. You can look up whatever county and city you're in and look up whatever funding that they have been approved and received from the government for COVID relief, okay? They got Guilford County and the city of Greensboro together collectively had initially got $150 million. And they were asking, what should they do with it? What do you mean, what should you do with it? Okay? There's a whole lot that you could be doing with it. Let's stop playing games. Okay? But we sitting back, and this goes for all these. A lot of people are sitting on their hands. And like I said, I'm going to go back to it one more time. They've been ducking and hiding. Okay? Matter of fact, and another thing, before I wrap this up, I'm about to wrap this up right now. Pay these teachers, okay? And pay you all around the country. All around the country, you hearing the teachers, the sentiment, the teachers want to get paid. They want to get paid. You know another thing you can do to help these teachers? Start paying these teachers bi-weekly and stop paying them a month. This is the 21st century. People have bills and needs and things that they have to take care of. Why do they have to wait 30 days to get paid? They should get paid every 2 weeks. That will help them out. That will be a big help to them. If they can have some of their money in their hand at least every 2 weeks. I would say every week, to be honest with you. But every 2 weeks, at least. Pay. Why do they have to why do they have to wait a whole month? All I know is I don't know how every other state is. I'm assuming most of the states, yeah, teachers waiting 30 days to get paid. I don't know. Maybe there's something else going on in other states. I don't know. Tap in. Let me know if you're a teacher. Let me know if you work in the state or whatever, in the county, whatever, and you get paid once a month. I don't know. I think that is trash. If you know the sentiment right now and things are going on, pay these teachers every 2 weeks so they can have their funding in their hand. Things are tough right now. Inflation, things are inflated. We all know this, from grocery to gas, everything, even rent, housing. It's just out of control. I can't even understand it myself. I can't understand. I mean, what I do understand is the greed, American greed. Greed. That's all it is. People will soon see when it all crashed, then they'll be back on the news complaining, and people, those greedy ones, the greedy mongers, will be on the TV complaining about things falling apart for them. Okay? But it'll all flip. It's just how the universe works. It's coming. Everything's going to revert back to what it should be. Right now, the greedy mongers just got the system all off balance right now. But pay these teachers every 2 weeks. How about that, governors? Put that in the plan to do that for these teachers. Why do they have to wait 30 days to get paid? And then when they retire, they got to wait 30 days for the freaking retirement check. So their whole life, they waiting for money. They waiting 30 days for money they work for. Come on, man. Let's stop the bull crap, man. Like, get to it. Handle the business, man. You guys got to stop this, or do the job or get the heck out the way, like I've said it before. Get out of the way, okay? Stop all of this BS. I don't even understand the whole mindset and game plan, because whatever y'all were trying to do, whoever the evil genius is, it's not working, man. And for one, the pandemic done screwed up whatever evil plan y'all had, because everything is all out of whack, and it's gonna take a long time to get whatever you thought was on track back on track. We can't even tell you, okay? So, but what you can do is be proactive and really put your head together. There's too many people in public service and these positions, like I said, governors, mayors, these superintendents of schools. If you know your state is having issues and your school system is having issue with transportation and teacher pay and all of these things, everything, security in your schools, put your heads together and do what you need to do. Stop playing the games. The money is there. This is why you have people sitting out. But once again, I'm gonna give you this gem again. Hey, open up your have a state of emergency and let these students, these responsible students, let them drive the school buses. Okay? Let them help out. Pay them too. Okay? Pay them too. Let them drive the school buses, okay? Let's start that again in North Carolina. How about and look to the charter companies. Get the help there. Fill the positions. Do what you can. Do what you can. See, what you're doing is y'all sitting it out trying to wait and see if this thing just going to mysteriously, like the pandemic or whatever, is just going to mysteriously disappear. And then today you wake up and there's a new day. No. Every day you're blessed to wake up. To do it again. To do it better. When the fuck are you going to wake up and do it better? That's all I'm saying. That's my time, folks. And as always, what it's always been about. Student lives matter. That's what it's been about. Teachers' lives matter. People lives matter. Get it in line. Get it in order. Stop playing these games. Help these people. If you're in public service, help these people. You're a public servant. Start serving the public. It's time. The spotlight is on you. Whether y'all know it or not, if you're a public servant, the spotlight is on you. Okay? The people are woke up. The people are seeing. The people are asking the questions. You can't keep locking the doors on them. You can't keep coming up with these theories and trying to throw lies on folks and saying that they're causing these issues at school boards and all of these things because you don't want to answer the questions and you don't want to take responsibility and you don't want to do your job. The time is now. Let's bend. Okay? Start working and stop lurking. That's it. It's my time, folks. This Space Invaders TV. I'm your guy, Rashawn. I'm out. Matter of fact, make sure y'all share this. I don't care what city and state you in. The time is now. Make sure y'all share this. Share this around with other parents. Hey, I just gave some gems. What they can do. There's funds. Every state around this country, every state in the United States has got funds. I ain't gonna say got. I know some teacher probably gonna say something. Has received funds for education. Do what you gotta do. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out.